About a year ago, I decided to fuse every Gen 1 Pokemon into one sculpture, and this Digimon was the result. He doesn't talk, but I could see the loneliness peeking through his eyes, which was the perfect excuse to make another Digimon, but this time fusing every Gen 2 Pokemon. Luckily for me, instead of 151 Pokemon, this generation only has 100 of them. First, I made Tyranitar's body by wrapping this aluminum foil avocado with clay, then I placed this sheet of clay on top and cut out the shape of his chest as well as those holes, and because his chest kinda looks like Pupitar's face, I decided to reshape these holes to make them look like Pupitar's eyes. I also noticed that this shape resembled the shape of Togepi's egg, so I took the opportunity and put it there. And speaking of eggs, I also placed Blissey's egg here, and to round up the torso for now, I carved Croconaut's belly markings here, placed these rectangles from Feraligator's torso and turned Blissey's egg into an inverted fluffy face with mischievous eyes, and yeah, with this fusion I just tried to cram as much shit as possible into every nook and cranny of this thing. And from Fluffy we jump right into his evolution by sculpting Ampharil's legs, and once they were done and in place they got the same treatment of how much shit can I put into this. I started by adding these semi-rings from Donphan's legs, followed by these markings from Raiku's legs, Natu's wings, Dunsparce's eyes, Phanpy's ears, and these things from Porygon 2. And here I thought about placing another feet on the bottom of this feet, and I know that maybe that's too much, but hey, I was trying to cram 100 Pokemon into one monstrosity, and this is my video, this is my channel, I can do whatever I want here, like talking about today's sponsor, my wallet. Please support me on Patreon. And yeah, it looks goofy, but not as much as Namor's little wings. Oh, and these are Hitmontop's feet. Now at this point I thought about placing a couple of tails from different Pokemons here, but I figured that putting something here before the tails would be smarter as I would have another Pokemon added. I needed something like a spider butt, or whatever this part's called. Fortunately for me, this generation has two spiders. I ended up choosing Spinarak's butt for this because Ariados has these things, and I decided that these two were going to be Ariados' contribution. As for Spinarak's butt, nothing special. And because of this, now I had an excuse to add 3 legs on each side, but I didn't want to ruin what I had sculpted so far, so I had to bake it. And once it was out of the oven, I decided to paint it before adding more stuff. A couple of additional details were added while I was painting it, like Igglybuff's face here with Hutu's eyelashes. Here I painted Furret's whiskers, Marip's face here Celebi's eyes, Teddiursa's moon here, and instead of the traditional shapes on Togepi's eggshell, I painted some unknowns. And like I said, I ended up putting 3 legs on each side. Oh wait, did I say legs? I mean arms! Yeah, I felt that Heracross, Smeargle's and Tyrogue's arms would look good here. Then I wrapped a couple of wires with yellow clay to make the 2 Ariados butt thingies. And here I decided to put Girafaric's ass head, but this one has Sunkern's colors with Aipam's smile, Chinchou's eyes, Jumpluff's balls, and Slowking's crown with the top part being from Murkrow's hat and the 2 horns being 2 Octillery's tentacles. But this spider butt had room for more, so I ended up making Ho-Oh's tail by flattening some yellow clay, then waited an entire day until it hardened, and once it was ready I cut out a bunch of these feathers, painted the tips of some of them, and glued them here with the help of a bit of super glue and some needles. But hey, there's more! I noticed that here I had space for more, for something like a rock, like one of Steelix's rocks, and I thought, if I'm putting one rock here, might as well put his whole body. Steelix's body is made up of 7 rocks, some of which come with 2 spikes on each side, and I figured that it would be a good idea to make each rock theme after another Pokemon. So the first one is theme after Macargo, the next one is theme after Fortress with Larvitar's eyes, the next one is theme after Umbreon, next one is theme after Corsola, next one is theme after Azumarill, next one is theme after Shuckle with Elekid's lightning bolt painted here, this one is theme after Snowball, and at the tip we have Wobbuffet's tail with Smoochum's hair and Magby's snout. And with this we've barely passed the halfway point. For this part I tried to choose Pokemon with particular neck bits like Meganium and Bayleaf. I realized that I could have used Snowball's blue thing here and leave this lot for another Pokemon, but too fucking late, I guess. So I started this part by placing Rumble's beef thing here, followed by Houndoom's neck thing, Typhlosion's fire, Bayleaf's green things, and Meganium's flower, and those were all the particular neck bits I was able to find. Now, I wanted this thing to have some sort of long neck, and I figured that Whooper's body was a good candidate for that. And before placing the head, I added a limbless ski plume with some Flora's head on top, as a head before the head or a neck after the neck. Yeah, I know, some of these are a bit bullshit. For the head itself, I used Cyndaquil's head as a base with Totodil's eyes, Entei's mustache, Houndour's head thing, Quillava's fires, Bellosom's flowers, Pichu's ears, Cleffa's ears, Maril's ears, Sentret's ears, Noctowl's unibrow, Chikorita's leaf, Espeon's red dot, Sneasel's red ear, Stantler's antlers, and Politoad's curled hair. And then with the head in place, I started to work on Lugia's wing hand things, nothing too fancy. Then I painted the tip of each finger like the tips of Satu's wings, and this part like Mantine's fins. I also made a little Remoraid Swined Up fusion and attached it here. And finally a long wire with a little bit of super glue secured these wing hand things in place. The back had space for more, so I made Crobat's wings, 2 Yanma's wings, and Skarmory's wings and attached them there. I also noticed a bit of space for a couple of extra arms here, so I made Scissor's arms with Slugma's eyes on the pincers, and for the shoulders I added Ursaring's weird shoulder rectangle fur. At this point I was pretty happy with how it looked, but I still had 13 Pokemon left to go, so I just slapped things from these remaining Pokemon in the little space I had. Even if it made sense or not, I didn't care. So I put one pair of Ledyba's legs here, another pair of Ledyan's legs below, and Sudowoodo's arms after that. Quagsire's tail here on the back, with Kingra's fin on top. Hoppip's leaves got placed on top of Scissor's pincers, Suicune's head thing got placed on the back, and on top of it a low effort rendition of Pineco's face, and Lantern's thing got placed between Pineco's eyes. Gligar's wings got placed here, Piloswine's nose and tusks got placed here, and finally I painted Deliver's eyes here and here. Okay, and that's it. Oh wait, there's one missing. I wonder who that could be.
I want milk from your nipples is my desire. Milk's on, don't forget me in the sorrow.
No, Father! Please don't give me 4 tits! I beg you, Father, please! I beg you! That would be so humiliating!
Okay, and that's it. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, give me your money on Patreon. Yep, that's it. Here's a size comparison with the first one. Okay, that's it. Bye.